So today we are going to talk about traders' mindset and what are the key conditions to be profitable, what kind of mindset you need, and also basically how to get it. I hope you came with an open mind because we are going to talk about the mindset. So it's really important when you talk about mindset that you try to open yourself up for new ideas, and maybe some of the ideas that will resonate with you, you will want to implement into your trading. So let's do it. Okay. So first thing we'll be talking about is the mindset itself. And why we're going to talk about mindset is because the mindset is something that controls your thoughts, and your thoughts are controlling your decisions. You know that the success of a trader really depends on the quality of your thoughts or the quality of your decisions. Because if you make the wrong decision, you're immediately being punished by losing money. So all the focus is on making the right decision. And actually, when we'll be talking about the mindset, I want to ask you to forget everything that you know about the mindset. Can you do that? At least try. Probably not possible, right? So, okay, then let go of what you know about the trader's mindset. So you probably have heard that as a trader, you have to be disciplined, you have to be patient, you have to control your emotions, and the best would be if you actually completely switch them off. Basically, operate as a robot, because the emotions are the sneaky disturbance into your decision making process. So the best is if you are emotionless while trading. And also some people talk about having effective morning routine before you get into your trading desk, so that you I don't know, exercise, get up early, get into the mood of being at the top of your game, high performance zone, and pumped up and ready to fight. Another thing, the trade of the mindset that is being talked about that I want you to forget is, don't take things personal when you trade. This is not about you. So what you see, all those things are pretty difficult to forget, because these are things that makes us a human being. And not being emotional, not taking things personal, that's probably like the hardest things to do. And that's why only 10% of people who are trying to and getting into, hi Gary, nice to have you here. 10% of people who are attempting to make make a living from trading, is so small, the amount of people, because it is very hard to be emotionless and also not take things personal if it's about your losing personal money, right? So now I want you to forget everything I said. So those are the standard definitions of the trader's traits and the mindset that you should have as a trader. Basically, the mindset that helps you to observe the market from a different perspective that I want to introduce to you is something slightly different. So now, the same way when you trade before your new day of trading starts, right? Before you go to your desk and open your platform, start to let go of everything that you expect from this particular day. So instead of preparing yourself on what this day should be, just try to completely let go of the fact that you have to be patient, let go of that you have to be disciplined, and let go of the most important, your mindset. So the way that you set yourself into a certain direction that you expect the market to go that particular day. It's very important that you do not set yourself into the certain direction, because you will be creating the expectations, and then throughout the day, you'll be trying to make them come true. So you will be pushing the trades, you will be trying to prove yourself right. And probably you have heard that a lot of traders are losing the trades just because they are trying to prove that they are right. And the market doesn't care. The market doesn't care whether you're right or wrong. So don't try to create that expectation, certain expectation that you will basically set yourself already for failure from the start, because then you will be trying to prove it right. What you need to do before you start trading a particular day, what I would like to introduce a little bit different concept. Instead of thinking of the mindset, come with the unset mind. Don't set it. Come with the open mind. And that will help you to watch what's happening on the market instead of trying to see what's not there. And maybe if you're already trading, you probably have experienced that when you were looking for a certain setup, let's say a bull flag, you were like trying to see it. You were looking at the candles and almost saw it. It was almost there. But then when you look at it back after the market closed and you were not invested with money, there was no flag. There just simply wasn't. It was something that you were expecting to see, and that's why you thought you saw it. So not being set into a certain direction, or whether the market is going to go down or up, it will help you to stay present and see what is actually happening. I don't know if you ever heard the story about the two monks. They were traveling together, and at some point they came to a river with a very strong current. As the monks were preparing to cross the river, they saw a woman, a very young and beautiful woman, attempting to cross the river, but the current was so strong that she saw the two monks and she asked them if they could help her to cross the river to the other side. Then, without a word, the older monk picked up the woman, carried her across the river on his shoulders, then placed her gently on the other side and carried on his journey. The younger monk could not believe what had just happened. And after rejoining his companion, he was speechless. And an hour passed without a word between them. Then 2 hours after, and then 3, and then finally he speaked up. He couldn't hold it anymore, and he blurted out, "As monks, we are not permitted. Women, how could you then carry this woman on your shoulders?" Sorry. So what I was saying, letting go in trading is very, very important, because letting go of your expectations help you see more opportunities in the market. Otherwise, as I said, you see what you are expecting to see. But it also helps you to move on if you take a loss, instead of mourning about lost money or the mistake you made, or beating yourself up. Basically, when you let go easily, when you learn to let go, it helps you to move on to the next trade and find new opportunities to make money instead of hanging in the past. It also helps you to stay in the moment. So letting go is basically the key ingredient of the trader's mindset, in my opinion. That's the one, and the very, very key one. You need to learn to let go. not only let go what happened and the expectations from the market, but mostly the expectations from yourself, because we'll talk about a little later, but it basically kills your confidence if you are having high expectations from yourself. And you might recognize it if you're having high expectations from yourself, whether it's trading or if it's in general expectations in your life. It will come out even stronger while you're trading. And the second ingredient, the second key ingredient I want to talk about today is being in control. Being in control means taking full responsibility for your actions. Let's look at the environment. So something is happening. The market is basically acting. We'll have a market event here. The market event happened. It can be any event actually, whether it's in your life, because this applies to your life in generally speaking, in general terms, but also definitely in the market. So the market event happens, right? And in a matter of seconds, you are reacting to it. So when you are maybe a swing trader, so when you have a little bit more time to make your trades and to make your decisions, there's a little bit more time in between where you can make your decisions. But if you are day trader, then you definitely have, it has to be quick. You have to make the decisions quick. When something happens, you actually first thing that happens in your head is you have a thought about what happens. So there is something popping up in your head, right? You see something and there's a thought about it. Then based on that thought, you have a feeling about what happened. And based on that feeling, you are reacting. What happens in the nanoseconds is you have a thought, and then based on the thought, you create a feeling. And what happened between the thought and the feeling is that's where beliefs come into mind. Because whatever you believe, it does not necessarily have to be true, but it influences whatever you do because you believe in it. You believe it's true. So what you see here is that depending on your beliefs, the same event happens. And depending on the person, it can cause totally different reactions. Based on your thoughts and feelings, and those are based on everybody's beliefs, you can be very happy. You can be totally devastated. Or maybe, you're fine. Maybe you're completely neutral to it. It really depends on your beliefs, if that event is even like ringing a bell, if there is any trigger, if whatever happens, if it triggers anything on a deeper level. What is a belief? If you look at beliefs that people have, it can, first of all, they're very strong. There's something that guides you, that it's born out of a desire. Someone wants something very hard, and then the belief moves the person forward to get it. They can be very up. They can build you up, but they can also break you down, especially if those are the beliefs about yourself. And on the identity level, if you believe something about your environment, that's one thing. But if you believe something about yourself that is directly influencing your success, as a trader, but also in life in general. Belief is basically a result of the experience that you have and a repetition of it. It's rather it's like a behavior rather than an understanding. It's not something that you do with your head, how the belief is created, but it is a behavior that influences our beliefs. So that's not something that you learn from the book and then believe it really deep, but something that you have experienced, connected with the emotion, and then integrated. You know, behavior has a very, very powerful influence on our feelings, right? But its effect can be very short-lived unless it is reinforced with the perceptions, how we really experience that the behavior, so something that happens, unless it's kind of proven or made visible by the progress. So when you start trading and you see a positive progress on a daily basis, monthly basis, on a regular basis anyhow, then you start creating a belief. The progress is the movement in the direction of your desire. So you're here, and then you look, okay, this is where I want to be. And before you can get there, you have to believe that you are able to get there. And every little step, every time you do a step and you see the progress into the desired direction, it will make your belief that you are able to get there where you want to be much stronger. Progress is a kind of sense of accomplishment. And validating that feeling, giving that, you know, there's many competing options where you have to, where you can choose from. And especially in trading, there's so many different things that you have to learn and so much information around you. How do you give yourself the chance to make that right decision that will then prove to you that you are making, in fact, progress into the right direction? Because when you are trying different things and you are all over the place, the chance that you will not be making progress this direction, but you will be going all over and not seeing that confirmation of your efforts is very big. So when you're starting to learn and attempting something that is really difficult, just like trading, you really need to continuously remind yourself by celebrating those small wins, you know? So the small win can be anything. It does not necessarily have to be making money. It can be, you said, for example, you know, this week I'm gonna get up early in the morning and have enough time to wake up before I get into my computer. That's already a win. That's a small win that will show you that you have chosen, that you have made the best possible decision that you that is supporting your desire. That's the way you will be reinforcing your beliefs about being able to actually succeed as a trader, which is a key condition to the actual success. I think that makes sense. You need to believe that you can do something in order to do it. If you keep confirming to yourself that you cannot, and remember, if you make decisions, that you're trading decisions that are taking you further away from your success, that will be every time a confirmation of, can I actually do it? It will be really playing on your confidence level, and you will start hesitating whether you are able to achieve profitable month or week, or maybe even a single day. So make sure that you illuminate those little steps for yourself and mark them as little wins, because that will help you to bridge that, to make the bridge to your belief and to your final success just happening there in front of your eyes. You have the belief that influences your feeling, right? And your thoughts about some kind of event. Then if you look at that from the other way, that thought and the feeling again influences your action, and then the action creates your belief. It's like a vicious circle. So unless you start seeing that how you actually either build your belief about your success or how you break it, you will eventually, if you don't do it now consciously while you're starting, it will get there during trading, because every single belief will be pulled out while you're learning sooner or later. Trust me. I don't know if any of you have already experienced any demons coming up. And that's what, like when you learn trading, people say, yes, you will have to fight all your demons. They will come up, and you will have to fight that battle. So I say, if you know it's going to be there anyway, why don't you just do it right now? Why don't you prepare yourself and say, okay, now I'm ready to face it, and not in the midst of trading and all the emotions. It is just much more difficult if you do it while you're attempting to be successful, basically. So we said that beliefs are driven by our senses and also by our feeling minds, right? Because the belief is fueled by your feeling. If you do not have an emotion about something, you probably will not even care to believe something. It has to be fueled by your emotions. And in trading, there's a lot of emotions. And most of the emotions come from the fact that you have expectations to succeed because of your big dreams, right? You might want to become independent, or maybe, I don't know, make money and pay stuff for that, take your family to a vacation or buy a house, or, finally realize that big dream that you have. So every time you trade, you're not really trading money, you're trading your dreams. And then we are moved, like when we believe in something, it doesn't have to be true, right? But we are moved by it. We are moved by those imagined stories about how things are, or how we are. If you imagine yourself, it's like this virtual reality. It does not have to be true, but you do believe it, even if you know it's not true, because your brain is just rendering it. If I say there is a house and there is no pink elephant behind that house, I bet you that you all see the house with a pink elephant behind you. It's just because whatever we say to ourselves in our head, we can see, we can materialize. In our thoughts, we have the power to render the thoughts, and then once you pronounce them, you materialize them. We'll do that in another workshop. It's a little bit completely different topic, which is fascinating and definitely helps in your trading, but we can, that's something for later. So there's a lot of distractions in the market when you are trading. There is a lot of distractions in general, Facebook, Twitter, CNBC, like all the news around there. There is just a lot of distractions, and there is an overwhelming amount of conflicting information while you're trading. So how do you deal with that when you have to focus? Those complications can really easily derail your process and derail your plan, basically, and derail you from your way from here to your dream, right? So belief require focus. It really demands that you follow the lead of your feeling mind, of your intuition, as you will, and of your assumptions. And I know that it might sound weird, because what I am proposing here is the idea of making yourself believe something, and that's the way you will achieve what you want. But that's how we operate every day, aren't we? We are doing things the way we do them because we convinced ourselves about how things should be and how they work, not necessarily they are working that way or they are that way. This is how we see them, and that's why they work for us that way. And that's why experience of one thing is so different depending on a person. So the distractions that you have in your surrounding and in the market, they are basically turning on our thinking mind and creating like they basically override our belief. Hence, I say, when you're trading, do not distract yourself by chat rooms, by people who are shooting all kinds of tickers. Just focus on your plan, focus on the market. You can, once you are through the process of learning and being confident about your decisions and your plan, you can switch on the Twitter, because you'll be much easier. You can much easier filter all kinds of noise out, but maybe you will not even need it, because you will have a plan and you'll be making money while you following your plan. But if you have the distractions from the beginning and you're trying to make sense out of all the information coming at you, it will be very difficult for you to focus, and your belief that influences your thoughts, meaning your feelings, meaning your decisions that you are taking while trading, needs focus. So basically, simplify. What I'm proposing here is to simplify your belief process by eliminating eliminating the difficulties and the disruptions from your attention, because you need to make that belief process for yourself and your belief really easy. And to make that process visible for you, what I was saying, to strengthen that belief, to make those little steps, reinforce those little wins, those small wins. Even, if you are not used to give yourself tap on your shoulder, say, hey, I did really good today. If you are not that person, if you're really ambitious and you want a lot and you don't allow yourself to, to give yourself credit for things you do good, make sure that when you are learning trading, when you're trading, that you do. Those two monks, right? So they were walking, and then the young monk finally said to the old one, as monks, we are not permitted a woman. How could you carry that woman on your shoulders? And the older monk looked at him and replied, brother, I set her down on the other side of the river long time ago. Why are you still carrying her? So to summarize what we went through today, and to get you the main key takeaways, stay in the moment. Let go of your set mind before you start trading. Don't set it in a certain direction or onto a certain result. It will reduce the anxiety while trading, for sure. Second, your beliefs are key during trading. So find out what works for you, what setup, what strategy, what kind of market, what kind of stocks. Find out what works for you and do it more, repeat it more often. It will establish your core beliefs and simplify your decision-making process, and it will go subconsciously. So you don't have to worry whether you are patient or disciplined. This will take care of your trades on the subconscious level. And the last but not least, remember that you have to be in control. You are in control when you have a plan. You need to have your trading plan in place, because when you rely on others with your trading plan, first of all, you have no control. And it is very easy not to take the responsibility for your outcome. So on the emotional side, when you make your own plan, when you have your own strategy, you will automatically feel more responsible and more in control, meaning more confident and more likely to execute your trading plan than when you will not be prepared and rely on other people. I hope this was interesting and helpful to you. And if you have any questions, feel free to comment below. Any questions, you can always shoot me an email. I will see you next week. Thanks, guys. Bye, everyone.